And then you look at, as it starts to pull back right now, you look at AMC, which is the other name that I'm monitoring. That's way weaker, much weaker, I should say, way weaker. It's much weaker, relatively speaking, but it's holding up from that 13 breakout price. So if you're trading this instead of GameStop, it broke out 13. It's got 13 support. That's been holding. So if GameStop goes, then longs off of 13 look pretty good on AMC. And if the market goes, maybe they both just work out and nothing even matters here. But for now, I'm just in that 135. I just wanted to be patient with it before we jump too early. And if we do get a big enough rally in the market, I still do like some short levels on Tesla, but it's got to be 790 or 800. If we get a really, really big push, I think we'd have a shot at it. But Tesla, it fell so far that I had to go over to NEO because that was the only game in town.
Yeah, just messaging Trader Brad here a little bit.
What's he saying?
Oh no, we're talking about some bets already. So first NBA point score and things like that tonight in the NBA. So I'm excited for that one.
Just don't pick Draymond.
Is Draymond not playing?
No, because he won't take a shot till the third quarter.
Yeah, he'll get the dimes.
He'll jack up some nasty three in the second quarter.
We won't do that. It'll probably, I mean, whatever. First scorer, like honestly,
those are so random props. Like I get it, but it's like the Super Bowl. It's like how long will the national anthem be? Like you're just
There's just a promo there on one of those. So that's what he's talking about.
Oh, is one of them free?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But okay, so we'll it's like you bet it, you get your money back. I think it's only up to $10 or something, right? So yeah, it's just a shot in the dark right here. Okay, but here goes. So like I said, look how strong Microsoft is there. We already got like our best out there is 272.30 as we were talking, or that's not as we were talking with Daniel Shea. Yes, actually it was right there. And I said that we didn't want to really reload this. I mean, we can now at this price, but it's so strong. I mean, look at this thing just go to the upside. I mean, to reload this now and just get taken out when it breaks, it seems a little bit crazy. So let's just cancel this. And you know what? I don't know. Let's put on a little bit more. And I'll get the stop order out here. So that's going to be, well, it's going to break right now anyways. 273. Here it goes. Let's get a little bit more because we don't have that many shares on. 273.65 or so. If it breaks back above that, then we'll dance with it one more time. We'll put on another short here. Okay, so this one, the confidence level is like a 3 out of 10, something like that. This is not a very big position. I want to dance with it in case it does fall back down. But the move is strong back in, and the reason why the confidence is not that high, the futures are actually not moving, and this is shooting to the upside. So this probably wants to make sure it closes green today. It feels like that's what it's doing. You can look at Apple right now. You know what? Like when you have a confidence of 3 out of 10, you probably shouldn't take the trade. But hey, we're going to take it. We're going to see what happens
on the
here.
Risk to reward.
Yeah, it's all about risk to reward. So we'll see. Like my risk on this one, honestly, well, here it goes. So it's going to break. But the risk on this, as you can see, we're short at 40. We're going to get on 60s. So that's a 20-cent worth of risk. You know, if it comes back down anywhere near the 50, I mean, it's going to get out anyways, but let's talk about this. If it were to come back down here, which it's not, to this 50 period, then that risk to reward works, right? So you have there about 40 cents worth of downside, risking 20 to the upside. So that's what we're doing right now. It's going to break, so it doesn't matter, but that's a risky trade. I mean, I could take some out right now, maybe. Maybe I should do that and just not worry about it, but it's 20 cents. It's not a huge hit here, but that's the kind of risk to reward stuff. There it is. That's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Again, very, very light hit, but still took it. Nice little move back for Microsoft. So you had to take advantage of those calls, and that's what I'm saying. Like, watch out, right?
It might not be over.
Our sort of hastiness sometimes was doing here was shorting 909 or 908. I guess it was 908. And then there's my out right there at 913. So we lose that 5 cents for sure. But then once that broke, we just went double. It's hard to see. I guess you can't really see. Oh, there it is. So we went double. Whoops. We went double longs right there at 14 and 15 and got them all, most of them out at 20. And again, we had more shares there because we're kind of upset. Remember, I'm too impulsive. Don't trade with me. And there we go, 915, 916, a little out there at 21, out at 24, out at 29. And again, remember, we're taking more shares. So this is what we're doing. And then we held it. You know, we went out for a walk. Shout out to Nelson, one of our viewers there. We went out for a walk with his daughters here a kind of like interning for us from a university down there in the South, in the States in the South, Boston. So that's not too.
Everything's the South.
That's what I was going to say. So I don't want people to think like, and we went out, showed us some City Hall, took her around, did a little bit of that. But anyways, we missed that top. I went to God out anyways. Then all of a sudden we come back, we sit down, and it breaks that 930 shelf there. So we just got out. So that's the Palantir trade that we are in. And then Square was actually not bad today. We got Square on some of that out right now. Maybe I should do that and just not worry about it. But it's 20 cents. It's not a huge hit here, but that's the kind of risk to reward stuff. There it is. That's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Again, very, very light hit, but still took it. Nice little move back for Microsoft. So you had to take advantage of those calls, and that's what I'm saying. Like, watch out, right?
It might not be over.
Our sort of hastiness sometimes, like, it's a scalp trade. This is a very profitable move for me, like very profitable. So, we got to get in and out, and you got to sort of trade your own timeline and understand the kind of style that we're doing here, right? It's just like I said, Sean said Apple short through 150, but it never broke 150. So I didn't get triggered into it, right? And now with the NASDAQ rallying, I've already canceled it. So I've canceled my 150 short. Don't like it anymore. So, sometimes things change, and especially in this business, man, I mean, there's no faster, I don't know. I mean, I can't really think, honestly, of another business where you have to make decisions that can change this rapidly.
High Ally, the fastest, the fastest sport in the world.
Yeah, what is it?
Is High Ally.
What is that?
Oh, so it's they played a lot in Miami actually. Back in school, you had that big scoop. And you hit with the ball in and just throw it really fast. Yeah. In Jackass, they mess around with it. Like, it's crazy. Just throw it off the wall. Yeah. It is. If you watch it, the ball's going like 170 miles an hour.
I'm saying changing the decisions, though.
Yeah, I'm
not saying reflexes. I'm just saying,
fine. You're changing decisions. Nothing's like trading. Nothing's like trading.
Yeah, I think so.
Speaking of changing decisions, we show wins and losses, and I think it's one of those, so Carvana, that game that was played at the top, it did give it up, and it finally broke back below 30. So I could have been sitting pretty in this, but I had to stop at the high, and it ran the stops, which I think I even said at some point, I'm like, it's going to run the stops before it goes, and then I didn't listen to myself, and it did run the stops, and now it is heading back into the downside. And that's just, it happens to you, right? But if I don't have a stop set there, well, who knows? It could be at 31.50. Like, all kinds of things could happen. Now, we're right back at that 41.6. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go back over. I should just be short GameStop. This is ridiculous because we're still at that resistance point in the futures. I don't know why I'm even thinking about the long. Like, you're getting a pullback even further in Facebook. I came in and was shorting that level when we started. I was shorting GameStop off this level. Now I decided to go long because why? Because I thought it was bullish, but now it is really starting to fail this move, and I should just be saying to myself, this is ridiculous. If we don't break out, I should still be looking for the shorts off resistance levels, and this is still technically below one. So I'm going to have to jump into that play. If we get below 13 on AMC, I would at least consider that to be sure. And then the Neo short, which I'm actually in, that can't seem to break the next level down, 1860 here. But if the market goes, it's not going to matter. Like, it will break it down, to be sure. I don't have an entry point in Tesla. I would have to press up a little bit higher to get me in. But I'm telling you, there's definitely a chance that this 41.6 on the futures just does not want to give it up. There are so many. And remember, when the big names are at resistance, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, Apple, when they're all at those levels, and the futures want to go higher. It doesn't matter. Some of these other stocks that are super strong, and you're like, well, these other stocks are breaking highs. They're at the high of the day. It doesn't make a difference, man, because if those big ones aren't breaking out, then the ES isn't going anywhere, man. And that's just the reality of the situation. So that's why we're always watching the big names in addition to the SPY, in addition to the NASDAQ, because they matter too much.
All right. I want to say thank you so much to a couple people here. Thank you to TradeX Freedom there. We love your energy while trading. Learn a lot from you. Thank you for that. But I have to talk to Bears versus Bulls here because I thought this little emoji guy was like an FU finger right there. What is this? I
can't even see that.
I know. You can't even. How do I make this bigger? Can I even make this? No, I can't. I don't know. What is this guy here? Is that like, I know Bears versus Bulls means it to be positive. Like, thanks. Is it a high five? Like, I don't know what this guy is. Maybe you guys can tell me what that is there. Yeah, hit the, someone just said so many likes. Yeah, hit that likes. It's a thumbs up emoji. Okay, good. That's good. Thanks, Bears versus Bulls there. I don't know. I still don't think that's a thumbs up emoji, but I'll take it for that. So thank you for that. I'll use that more. I thought it was like one of those things that I said there, but obviously we wouldn't be doing that if that was okay. It is thumbs up. Okay,
Yeah,
good,
you can't
good,
give
good.
it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it wouldn't exist if
no,
you
but
could
we
do
love
it.
Bears versus Bulls. I was
course
like,
we
yeah,
do.
I just want to make sure that's what that was because, and it's my bad. I was like, I never used that in the chat. Because I was like, I didn't want to do that to somebody. And then I saw a professional do it. So I was like, okay, it's a thumbs up. So I can hit that now. So now when I hit that, now I know at least
Apparently
what that means. That's why I've never hit it. So I see that I mean, I agree. Up to $200. We've been here a couple times and faded. So this is what it looks like on a daily chart. The last couple times we hit 200, we just went back to the downside. Once we broke 200 here, went down to 170. But there's the break. On earnings back up, right? The last time I bought this name was down here, pre-earnings, 173. So that was coming into question yesterday on those bottoms. But yeah, 200. Just to go on what Danielle was saying, I feel like any stock, and there's a lot of them, that if you feel that there are some, bull bear traps here, some moves that are about to happen, possibly catching people that have been buying the last couple of days and then realize that, hey, that bottom's not in. Like, you want to be on names that are definitely around the 50 period here because that's an actionable level. So right now for Facebook, you can see how it went back up to the 50 period, kind of rode it right here, bounced off of it here, it's bounced again. We did break lower. It's my only one position right now is long Ford. So I do have to find something else. We were in that softy short, which has pulled back a little bit now. It did make that run to 74, so glad we got out there. But yeah, it seems like it's kind of basing out. Maybe we go long if this comes back to 273.
So I did just get out of that GameStop, and I said it's like what am I diddling with this thing for? Like, it can't seem to pick a direction, and that breakout just had no volume behind it. So unless I see a real volume spike, I don't want any part of that one. I should be actually thinking about still shorting these levels if I get an opportunity to do it. But the ES is getting to that high of the day. So we are trying to break out that level. And there were some names that were pretty interesting. And we talked about Facebook already, Tesla as well. But I'm in NEO. And if we take out that high, you know what? I'm not even going to wait around. I'll take a little bit out here because when you get to that high of the day and you're still in the money on one of your shorts, you can always just elect to take some profit and not even let it get back to that top. But CVNA, this spike. Oh, I thought for a second that spike would give an opportunity to get back into Carvana. Because I kind of feel like this is a name that could definitely roll back over to VWAP on any weakness after the games that were played at the top. But that spike doing absolutely nothing, getting it to the high of the day. Of course, as soon as I get out of GameStop, now it wants to go. But I think for the 140 level, if it gets to 140,